Yes, good morning to all. Now, the last class we have discussed about the introduction to economics. Hope you all remember who is the father of economics. Adam Smith is considered as the father of economics. He has given the wealth definition. In this definition, he told acquisition of wealth is the main aim of a man. Then later on, he ignored about the well-being of the people. So, later on, Principles of Economics was written by Alfred Marshall. He has given the economics definition separately. Now we are going to study what do you mean by economics. The answer is Alfred Marshall definition only. You are going to write. Yes, economics is the study of mankind in ordinary business of life. That chapters that we have discussed in the last class. And what do you mean by ordinary business and what are the business activities were done by the human being and producer, seller, production, consumption, service provider, service receiver, holder, etc. we have discussed. And later on, the third definition given by Lionel Robbins, L.L. Robbins, Lord Lionel Robbins, in his book Science of Nature and Significance of Economic Science. It is the study of nature and significance of economic science. He explained that is a relationship between human behavior and ends and means, scarce means, which are alternative uses. So we have discussed in last class what do you mean by ends, scarce means, and the alternative uses. Everything we have discussed, isn't it? Now we are going to discuss about the introduction. Now we are coming to the origin of the chapter. First chapter in statistics, introduction to statistics. Before going to study the stat, we have discussed about the introduction to economics. Why we are going to study the stat in economics? First you should be knowing, yes, it is a subject, sub-subject or allied subject of economics. Without statistics, statistics is a numerical information or facts. Okay, so that information is required to prove anything. To make it understand all economic theory, economic models, or any not only economic subject, for every branches, it can be accounts or banking or finance or medical or science, whatever it is. Without numerics, you can't prove anything accurately. You can't make it understand accurately. So we need numerics. So the statistics is the numerical format only. So we have a data, fact, collection of fact is known as data. That data only we use in the statistics. Okay. So who is considered as father of statistics? Sir Ronald Fisher. He is considered as a father of statistics and he belongs to British country. Okay. The word statistics was derived from the Latin word. Statistics derived from Latin word status, which means council of state. Okay. Next. The word also derived from the Italian word statista, which means political state. Statista, which means political state. Okay. So the word who is father of the statistics, Professor Fisher, Ronald Fisher, A. Fisher, and the word is derived from Latin and Italian and many branches, which means it's a political state. Statistics and economics. Why we need to study the statistics and economics? Okay, data already told you, it's a collection of numerical facts. Once we collect the data, we need to organize, present and analyze the data. So here, economics data helps to understand the situation, analyze the situation and infer the solution for economic problems. What do you mean by economic data? First you should be knowing. Economic data, you know that what do you mean by economics? It's a study of human being, isn't it? Study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. What I am doing, how I am consuming, how I am earning, how I am spending. So everything we are going to study in economics. So here, economics data helps to understand that economics data means the data which are collected related to economic issues or economic problems is known as economic data. Okay. Suppose if you are going to collect data about the price rising in the petrol, price of food productions, unemployment, poverty, inflation, demand and supply, and economic policies which are related to economic activities is known as economic data. So what are the data I am collecting related to economic issues, which is known as economic data. Okay. So that economic data, once I collected the data, how can I present? It can be useful for me to understand what is going on in the country. How can it be? I can analyze this because I will collect the data, I will organize the data, present the data. Then I can understand what is going on. I will analyze and get the solution. Okay, this is economics data, statistics and economics. Then which are the issues are there? Which is economic examples of economic data. Next, what is statistics? Yes, statistics is about the collection, organizing, presenting and analyzing and interpretation of data, predicting the future. Okay, whatever it is, statistics which mean they collect the data, they organize, present, analyze and interpret and predicting the future. This is known as statistics. Okay, the statistics according to Bowley, he is a statistician. He has given the definition about the statistics. According to Bowley, statistics deals with the average. Statistics deals with average. Average is it's a mean value of the data. Statistics deals with the average. Okay, in singular format, statistics which mean it's a science of collecting, classifying and using the data. In singular sense, it is the science of collecting. Science means there should be a format, procedure. Okay, science of statistics is a science of collecting, classifying, using data or statistics. Okay, science of there should be a format. If I am going to gather the information, I should go with a particular concept and pre-plan and with the preparation. Okay, if you are coming to college for admission, they have a pre-planned application format to gather the information about the student, your school and your date of birth and your mass code and which course you are going to apply for and your parents detail. A to Z, we have a format now that is pre-planned. Okay, so the data we are gathering from the student, those who are coming to college for admission, we are gathering. Same way, once you go for collecting the data in future and UG, PG and all, you are going to do the research, the thesis you are going to present. And so, some government organizations are there. NSSO, National Sample Survey Organization, and CSO, Central Statistical Organization. So many institutions are there which are appointed by the government to gather the information, which is collecting the fact. Okay, how to collect? There is a format, procedure to collect the data. So you should go with the procedure and collect the data, classify the data according to the similar features, and using the statistics is known as starting singular format. And plurals and very simple and numerical facts are systematically collected. Numerical facts, of course, data is numerical facts. You know, the collection of numerical facts is known as data. But it should be collected systematically. Systematically means directly I am going and standing in front of the students. I will ask to write the exam. You write the exam 1 year, you have studied the economics. Now write down the exam. If I say, will you write? No. But there should be a systematic manner. I should say for this exam, so many portions are going to conduct and you should be well prepared, and I should prepare a question paper within the syllabus which is given, and I should give the question paper. Then only you can be able to write the exam. So this is the numerical facts systematically collected. Whatever facts you are collecting, it should be a systematic manner. Census, you know that in India, 10 years once the government is gathering the population status, people status. So census, how they will go? The teachers will go down the door and politely, humbly, with humble, they will say, we are from school or some organization, we came to collect the data for the government census, and can you share the information about the family members, age, literate, illiterate, employed, unemployed, and sources of asset, income of the family, movable and immovable properties, etc., etc. They will gather the information, isn't it? So that is a systematic manner of collecting the data. So this definition is given by Oxford Dictionary. So numerical facts are systematically collected is known as statistics in plural sense. What do you mean by data? Already I told you data is the collection of facts, information or facts. Numerical facts. Collection of numerical fact is known as data. Economic data, the information or fact which are collected related to economic issues or problems. So economic issues or problem is known as economic data. The information or facts which are related to economic issues or problems is known as economic data. Which are the types of data? Yes, we can classify the data according to its character. Number 1 is quantitative data. Quantitative. The word quantity. Quantity means the data can be expressed in terms of numbers. Whatever it is, your marks, for example, your marks can be an example for the quantitative data. Yes, of course. I have scored 100 in economics, statistics 100, accounts 100, and business 100, computer 100, whatever it is. So in numbers you are expressing. My height is 6 feet, my weight is 60 kg. So whatever the details you are giving with the help of numerics, it is known as quantitative data. Examples of quantitative data are height, weight, temperature, etc. And qualitative data. What do you mean by qualitative data? The word itself having the explanation. Qualities. Okay, the data which can be expressed in terms of qualities or characters or attributes. Okay, qualities or characters or attributes, which is known as qualitative data. For example, male, female, literate, illiterate, rural, urban, east, west, north, south, height, short, etc. So this is comparative study. So qualitative data, which means the data which can be expressed in terms of qualities or characters or attributes. Okay, which are known as qualitative data. And next we are going to discuss about the statistics. Yes, I said statistics are very helpful for all the subjects. Can able to explain and understand, make the people to understand easily, and can able to give the accurate information. So many helps are there, but at the same time, wherever you go, there will be a plus and minus. Day and night are common in the world, not the same way. So here in statistics also, you can't use the statistical methods. The statistical methods is not a substitute for a common sense. Statistical methods is not a substitute to the common sense. It's not a statistical common sense. Why I am saying? Just now I said data is the collection of numerical facts. The numerical facts which give the accurate, we can compare, analyze, present. For example, I told you the first class is suppose price of if I say that in the economics theory, law of demand, suppose if I am saying people will buy more at lower prices, less at higher prices. If I say in a theoretical format, it won't be clear. But if I give you numerical words, when the tomato price is 40 rupees, I will buy only quarter kg for 10 rupees. When the tomato price is per kg 10 rupees or 20 rupees, I will buy 2 kg tomato. So the numerics will give you accurate information and will make understand for illiterate people also when you say it. Instead of doing the calculation, when you prove with the numerics, it can be easy to understand. And one more thing, it is very systematic manner for collecting the data. So we collect the data in a proper format. For example, whatever we do, we are doing the numerical support only. Exam, if you are coming to college and you can't write directly annual exam. Step by step, you will understand the first test, second test, quarterly, midterm, and preparatory and annual. Why? You will know the progress of yourself and your parents and the teachers. So you will compare yourself with your friends and you will try to improve it. So numeric is important. So many things I have told you. But here statistics methods is not a substitute for the common sense. We can compare with the daily life. Some story and tell you, it will be very fun. Daily life. Okay. So how it cannot be a common sense? Because all the time you can't use the statistical methods or formulas or equations to you can't apply without cautions. Which means carefulness or using without common sense. Just wherever you go, you apply the statistics and use the numerics and you get the solution. No, you will not get all the time. So sometimes you need a logical thinking also. Caution. You should be cautious to use the statistics. For example, I tell you the story related to daily life. The family members, the 4 members on the family, father, mother and 2 kids, they were moving from one village to another village. On the way, they have to cross the forest and the river, etc. Okay, they were passing through these roads, and while passing the forest, they were standing to cross the river because there is no bridge or to cross or something was happening. Maybe take it 20-30 years back, because now everywhere it is advanced, everywhere is the infrastructure facilities are available to move from one place to another. Okay, let it be. So this example, you can assume 30 years back or 40 years back, let it be. Okay, so the 4 members of the family, they were planning to move from one village to another village for the sake of some other function or festival or migration, etc. So they have crossed the forest and they were waiting near to the river. Father, what he did, you would be knowing the height of the father, he can be a 6 feet and wife. Mother can be a 5.6 or 5.2 feet and the two kids, elder one is 3 and the younger one is 1 or 2 feet. Okay, 2 feet or 3 feet let it be. So these people are going to cross. So father what he did, he was using the mathematical methods to cross the river. He calculated the average depth of the river and average height of the family. How he would have calculated me? See, average height of the family is average height. Height of the family. For example, father 6 feet, mother 5 feet, 2 and 1 feet or 3 and 2 feet kids. And total number of family members 4. So 6 plus 5, 9, 11, 14, 16. 16 by 4. So how much, ma? 4. So the average height of the family is 4 feet. He calculated. But if you see these people, individual height is 2 and 3 feet only. Okay. But he calculated along with the height, the highest height of the family members, mother and father. He included along with this. So he calculated. But this one. What the average depth of the river? Average depth of the river is, for example, average depth of the river is maybe 3.4 feet or 4 feet or 4 feet. So he thought, okay, our average height and average depth of the river is more or less similar. So we can survive, we can escape, we can cross the river without any disturbance and any trouble. So he decided by using the statistical method. See here, statistics deals with the average according to Bowley. So he is dealing the average to cross the river. So he did not know the risk he is taking by taking the 2 feet hit, the 3 feet hit by walking or crossing the river by walk. Okay. So the all 4 of them they started moving crossing the river. By the time after crossing the middle of the river, the 2 kids were drowned and only 2 people only escaped from the flood or river force. So what happened at last? So you should use the common sense all the time, because sometimes if some people are giving data, you don't rely all the time, isn't it? Some people maybe due to the circumstances, the people who have given the wrong information. When you go and study the paper or newspaper or whatever it is, journals, or when you are collecting the data about some issue, you don't rely on one particular book or one particular TV news. Because you will compare with other people, other information, other social media, because the people will manifest means they interpret the values, isn't it? So that may happen in the statistics. That's what statistics is not a substitute to the common sense in a daily life. Whatever you are doing, okay, my average family members food is this much only can be there. Our family members are 4 or 5 people. If I buy for average food 4 kg or 2 kg, if I cook, or half kg, if I cook, it will be completely sufficient for the family. You can't plan for it, isn't it? So statistics cannot be a substitute to the common sense. We should use our common sense sometimes. You can't blindly rely on statistics. This is given by the statistician itself, because he himself saying use logic, you think logically, use common sense to use the statistics. Okay, to use the statistics you should use the common sense. Okay, thank you children. Hope you all enjoyed the statistics class. We'll discuss in next class. Go through the notes also. Thank you very much. All the best.